Why is his phone there? Well, I took it off her because she didn't do very well on her maths test, so I took it off of her. Now, can you see this little camera up here? This little one up there. You have to say, hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you speaking to this little mic here? What do you think that Daddy does for a living?
Be famous.
Be famous, cool. What else does Daddy do for a living?
Help the family. Help the family gets money.
Yes, I definitely do that. And have you got any idea how I help the family get money? What sort of things I do?
Do lots of work and do lots of jobs.
Yes.
That do get money.
Good, yeah, that's very clever. Mm. You know what's funny? My little daughter, Charlotte, has got no real idea what I do. My oldest daughter, Isabella, thinks that I tell people what to do because she spends, when she's in here with me, then I'm working with all my outsourcers and telling them what to do to run the various aspects of my businesses. So it's kind of interesting. My mum, who's a little older, kind of thinks that I rob banks. She doesn't really know at all. She thinks he does something on the internet is pretty much her stock reply. And that sense of not really understanding something but seeing the fruits of it is an interesting concept. Back in 2006, 2007, something like that, I was doing a lot of affiliate marketing. Indeed, back then, that's pretty much how I made all of my money. And a good month for me back then, and I lived in the UK on and off between Australia and the UK, and a good month would mean anywhere from 100 to 200,000 pounds in net profit from affiliate marketing. And I remember really, really well one particular time because I wanted to own a house, or my house, outright, because Natasha, my wife Natasha, and I had a friggin' huge argument because back then, as I was developing the systems and the processes to build an online business, very, very often my income would be like that. So up and down, up and down. I didn't know how to have a system working for me so that my income would just go like that all the time. I wasn't aware then of how to do that. And so because of that, my income would fluctuate wildly. Like some months we would make like zero money, but not just not make any money, but I would be investing money into marketing and traffic generation, Google AdWords and things like that, with like zero return because I didn't know how to. Back then, I didn't know how to do it in such a way that consistently got results. And then other months, as I said, like a good month would be 100, 200,000 quid. In net profit. So you can imagine it was pretty freaking tumultuous, and my wife just one day utterly got the shits with me, and we had this massive argument about money, and I really thought she was going to leave me, and I didn't want her to leave me because she's awesome, so I didn't want her to leave me. And I've since learned that lots and lots of families argue about money, and it's terrible. It's horrible that happens, but I can understand why it does happen. Anyway, so after that argument, I had decided that I wanted to buy a house outright. And I said to Natasha, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to buy as a house outright in cash. And it was like £500,000, something like that back then, that I had to make to buy a house outright. And she said, look, you'll never do it. It's a great goal, and I appreciate you going for it, and I know why you want to do it, because you want to give me stability, and I did. That's exactly why. But you'll never do it. That's just not possible. And so I said, frick it, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you I'll do it, and you just wait 3 months time, I'm gonna buy you a house outright. So after that grand kind of, here's what I'm gonna do, then my ass was on the line. My ass was absolutely on the line. And so I spoke to a mate of mine, and he said, look, well, if you've really got to learn traffic at that level, then you've got to go and see my friend Dimitri. Now, Dimitri, I didn't know Dimitri back then. He was a friend of my mate's friend. But turns out Dimitri was a very old school computer hacker, working for himself, engaged in shenanigans online. Nothing kind of like, stealing credit cards and things like that. It was more like he would hack into government websites, and he was this crazy conspiracy theorist who thought that Area 51 existed and they were hiding aliens there, and it's that kind of stuff. The pyramids, the pyramids were actually planted there by alien civilizations, and if you look, and he would come up with this kind of elaborate theories. It's an incredibly intelligent guy, but obsessed with conspiracy theories. Anyway, so his computer hacking was all about wanting to break into governmental websites to find these secret redacted files that weren't available to the public that proved once for all that there were aliens, that the pyramids weren't built by ancient civilizations, they've been planted there by alien civilizations. This sort of stuff, okay? So that's kind of what he was up to. Anyway, he would fund his lifestyle from doing marketing online, like we all do. And he was very, very good at it because he was super smart and really understood some things around Google. So anyway, I went to see him and kind of sat at this guy's feet and pled my case to be brought into his inner circle so I could understand how he was making so much money online. And I was getting nowhere at all until I said, look, and the reason I want to do it is because me and my wife had a big fight, and I love her very much, and my entrepreneurial skills currently aren't good enough for sustainable income growth. I can kind of hit some highs, but then I have some lows, and it's not good, and my wife is freaking out. Anyway, this struck a chord with him, and he said, look, I understand, no problem, come back. And it was like, I want to say like a week on Tuesday or something ridiculous like that. It was like a week's time. So I go back and he shows me a Google AdWords system that he'd been building. Now, this Google AdWords system was deceptively simple. Like you look at it and go, you have got to be kidding me. It can't be that easy. It cannot be that easy to make money consistently online. And it was. And so he showed me his system. I went away and truth be told, I was not at all confident that it was going to get me where I wanted to get to. Like I looked at it and went, you know what, I can see the premise and I can see the potential, but I didn't believe it would actually get me where I wanted to go to. And it was my mate that said, just try it, see what happens, but you've got to give it a go, otherwise you'll never know. And so I gave it a go, and 3 months later I bought a house outright in cash, UK pounds, for 630,000 quid. We paid the real estate agent, and the real estate agent, honestly, he looked at me like I was either an arms dealer or a drug dealer. That's kind of like he was just, where the fuck does somebody get so much money in cash to not be in a chain to be able to buy something outright? And it was from that. And so since then, I have been a zealot for traffic and for understanding how to generate traffic online. It's something that I have really committed my life to fully understanding, so that I too can get that same level of freedom that I've seen other people attain. And I have stuck very closely to some of those things that I learned by sitting at the feet of great people. And Google AdWords has consistently been an incredibly important component of my overall traffic generating strategy. And indeed, now on Amazon, there's never been a more appropriate time to understand Google AdWords on Amazon, because what's happening is Jeff Bezos wants to dominate e-commerce online, and so what he's doing is, anytime you take an outside traffic source and apply that to your product on Amazon, what you're doing is you're bringing traffic from what isn't on Amazon to Amazon. Okay, what that means is some of that traffic will be new customers for Amazon, and it's extremely important that you understand the implications of that for Amazon, because what you're doing is you're not only making sales of your own product that you would never have made before. This is traffic that is not on Amazon, it's from outside Amazon. So not only are you doing that, but you're also, and potentially more importantly, making Amazon sales that they would have never made before. Now, the thing with Amazon is they track everything through the buying cycle. So they know if they get a new customer over here, 6 months down the track, they know that they're probably going to spend X amount of dollars. Okay, that's part and parcel of something called lifetime value of a client, and they track that religiously and relentlessly. It's an incredibly important metric for a company like Amazon. So what you're doing is you're putting new customers into the front part of Amazon that are going to turn into Amazon Prime customers. They're going to buy other things. They're going to buy other services from Amazon, and Amazon builds its entire publicly traded company's share price upon that very premise of getting new customers in. Now, because of that, you get rewarded at an exponential rate for doing Jeff the favor of bringing him new customers. Now, that happens from the search engine optimization link juice that you get to your product. And I have seen incredible gains just as a result of sending traffic from outside sources, so Google AdWords and things like that, to Amazon, and that has pushed my products up the search engine rankings, which of course is a virtual cashola creating circle, because the higher up the rankings you go, the more sales you'll make for your product. So it's a very nice virtuous profit making circle that you can get your product into. Okay, so what I want to show you on this upcoming inner circle, which is going to be on the 4th Thursday of this month. So let me just quickly take a look at my calendar so we can work out the exact date of that, so that I give you the exact right one. So that is going to be the 24th, check there twice, 24th of May, so 24th of this month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down step by step how to set up a Google AdWords account to blow your socks off when it comes to making sales on your Amazon business. So we're going to start the process of learning these outside traffic generation strategies to really take your Amazon business to a whole new level. I'm going to show you as well in a very cool way, because what I've been able to secure for us is the lovely Anita Leo, who's one of the Inner Circle members, has agreed to let me set her account up for her. So what that's going to mean is I'll be able to do a live step-by-step demo of setting up an account. So you'll be able to watch it, ask questions live, and know yourself exactly how to do it. Rather than seeing some kind of old videos that no longer work and aren't really relevant, I'm going to show you what's working right now and how you set up these accounts. And I'm also going to show you how to set them up for two distinctly different things, okay? Because for me, there are two phases to an Amazon business. There's number one, which is the launch phase. How do you get your business to launch on Amazon? What's the strategies that will realize the greatest rankings the fastest on Amazon, and jettison, get your business up there as quickly as possible? So I want to show you how to do that. Second thing I want to show you is the second phase of an Amazon business, which is the profit phase. Once you've launched, how do you maintain consistent, ongoing income for you and your family? How do you do that using things like Google AdWords? So I want to show you that too. It promises to be, if you haven't seen AdWords done at a high level before, it promises to be an extremely profitable evening for you. You can secure your spot and register by clicking on the link below, and I look forward to teaching you everything that I know about making more sales on Amazon by using Google AdWords. I'll see you then. Bye.